students, welcome back to class, especially you, PewDiePie. Welcome back to class, welcome back to class, welcome back to class. Don't be a pain in the ass, be vegan, yeah. Be vegan, everybody. Like? Oh, not yet. PewDiePie is not vegan yet, but he has shown that he has an open mind, and so he is capable. Do you know how I know he has an open mind? Listen to this. This is what he said. He has shown that he believes in open dialogue, in talking and learning.
Especially Ben Shapiro, because he was on Meme Review. Personally, I don't like the whole, oh, you can't interact with someone. Just because you engage with someone means you share their political opinions, which isn't true, and I hate that idea that you...
I hate the idea that you
can't even talk to each other.
Exactly. I hate the idea, too, that you can't even talk to each other. Now, in this case, he's talking about Ben Shapiro, who is a political commentator. And he's saying, look, just because I talk to the guy or I engage with him or I listen to him doesn't mean that I agree with everything he has to say. And I love that. That's so true. It's so important that we open our minds and that we listen to and watch different people on YouTube, not just the same old ones that you see all the time.
Especially Ben Shapiro, because he was on Meme Review. Personally, I don't like the whole, oh, you can't interact with someone. Just because you engage with someone means you share their political opinions, which isn't true, and I hate that idea that you can't even talk to each other. What's the point? I just find that very toxic. How do you change people's mind if you don't engage with each other? That's not why I did the collab. If anything,
Okay, that's not why he did the collab. I'm not sure what collab exactly he did, but listen to his words. Here is his exact quote here. These are the words that interest me that he said. He said, I hate the idea that you can't even talk to each other. All right, so that's good. That means he is open to talking to me and to listening to different ideas. And I find it very toxic. He finds it toxic when people refuse to talk to each other, even though you have different ideas. And how can you change people's minds if you don't engage with each other? So maybe PewDiePie doesn't really understand what happens in animal agriculture. It's totally possible. I mean, he's busy working and doing his thing, but maybe he's never really looked into what happens. So today we're going to watch part of a documentary. It's called don'twatch.org. It's only 6 minutes long, and we're going to, at the end, watch one of my favorite movies that's only a minute and a half. All right, so stay with me. PewDiePie, thank you so much for being open to learning. I really do appreciate it, and the animals too. All right. So let's have a look at this video here. Now, I hope you don't mind, but for me personally, I have a really hard time watching this. It makes me cry all the time. I've seen it many times and hundreds of hours of footage like this. So I'm not going to watch because I do tend to cry on camera, and I really just don't feel like it today. It takes a lot out of me emotionally. I mean, that's why I'm here on YouTube, to tell you the stories of the animals. So just ignore me. I'm going to be looking down, and you just watch the video and learn what happens to all of these animals all around the world. The chickens, the cows, the pigs, all of them.
Animal agriculture is a multi-billion-dollar industry controlled by some of the world's most powerful people, and is an industry rooted in lies, secrecy, and animal abuse. Our schools, governments, doctors, and media have hidden the truth for long enough. Here is what they don't want you to see. In the dairy industry, cows need to be pregnant in order to produce milk. In order to collect the bull sperm to impregnate the female cow, the farmer masturbates the cow's penis. Once the sperm has been collected, the female cow is restrained whilst the farmer inserts their arm into the cow's anus to hold the cervix in place. Then, a metal rod is used to insert the sperm into the cow's vagina.
All of this is just not okay. All of it is bestiality, it is rape, it is torture to pin someone down. Look at her. There is no consent given. These animals must be treated by us like children because they can't consent, and so we must not hurt them. We shouldn't be touching them inappropriately and stealing anything from them. Don't steal from animals. Don't steal their milk. Don't steal their skin, their fur, their lives. Don't.
When the mother gives birth, her baby is taken from her so that the milk intended for her calf can be sold to humans. If her baby is male, he is considered a waste product in the dairy industry and is usually killed within a week.
Now, Felix, I know that you don't have children yet, and maybe you're not going to have any, and that's totally fine. We have a lot of people already existing on this planet. But I just want you to try to imagine what it would be like if you had a child, a little boy, and somebody took your boy away from you. took your boy out of your wife's arms when she was breastfeeding and said, no, I want your child. And then they took your boy and they put him into a shed. This is what they do in these industries. They put them in sheds. They're unable to see their mothers. They are crying. They are sad. And they just stay there for a few days and then they are taken away. They are murdered. They have their throats slit. They are turned into jackets and shoes. And meanwhile, your wife, they would pin her down and take her milk and say, that's ours. How messed up is that? It's not okay. We must not keep breeding all of these animals into existence. Cows, pigs, chickens. There are twice as many chickens on the planet as there are humans. And we don't see them because they're all hidden from us. We all have these nice streets with, trees and the sun is shining and we just carry on like everything's okay. The only time you see them is when they're dead in the grocery store, but you don't make the connection because your parents have been feeding you this stuff since you were little and you don't really realize that they have been raping your palate. You have not consented to eating these dead animals when you're a child. Your parents do that to you. If you are a child, picture yourself in kindergarten or something, and your parents say to you, hey, would you like me to kill that pig over there, or would you like to eat this apple? Most kids would say, I'd like to play with the little piglet. Because it's not in our nature. We don't want to hurt animals. Children love animals by nature. That's why I say all the time, you are actually born vegan until you are changed, forced to eat these products by your parents. But in actual fact, you are still vegan. You see, because being vegan is about doing your best. And if you didn't do it on purpose and you didn't know, it's not your fault. But now you're going to know what happens.
If the cow's baby is female, she will also become a dairy cow and will go through the same process as her mother year after year. When dairy cows can no longer produce milk, they are sent to the slaughterhouse to be killed. Only female chickens lay eggs, which means that when the male and female chicks hatch, the male chicks are left on the conveyor belt and are killed immediately by a macerator.
When I first found out that this happened, I just cried my eyes out. How can we do these? How can we do this to baby chicks? If any one of us was holding a little baby chick in our hands, a little yellow, innocent little boy, would it ever occur to us to put this little chick into a blender and murder him? It is atrocious. It is terrible. We must not do this to animals. That's why it's so important that we never eat eggs. We also should not eat fish because fish feel pain. Being pescatarian or vegetarian is not okay. It's not enough. We must all be vegan.
This is because they are considered a waste product in the egg industry. The process is the same for all eggs, including free-range, organic, and RSPCA approved eggs. The female baby chicks are taken off the conveyor belt, where the tips of their beaks are burnt off without pain relief.
Can you imagine doing this to a newborn? Taking these baby chicks and shoving them into this little device and that cuts the tip of their beak off? It's because they're planning to cram them all together so they don't peck at each other. Imagine living your whole life in an elevator with 10 other people. It's devastating. We must not eat eggs.
The female chicks are then transported to farms where they are forced to lay hundreds of eggs in crowded and unsanitary conditions. After a year and a half, the chickens are carelessly thrown into crates and loaded onto trucks destined for the slaughterhouse. The chickens are already severely traumatized from careless handling and crowded conditions. This journey will be the first and last time that they see the light of day. At the slaughterhouse, the chickens are hung upside down and low.
Can you imagine that? Living your whole life in these cramped conditions, and the first time that you see the light of day, actually see the sun in the sky, is just through a little tiny hole in a metal or a plastic crate.
Lowered headfirst into a tank of electrified water in order to stun them. Shortly after, their throats will be cut by an automated blade. If chickens move their heads when they are approaching the blade, they may end up drowning in the scalding water further down the process.
these innocent animals who never did a single thing wrong to any of us.
In the pork industry, the same process begins with the farmer collecting the male pig's sperm by masturbating the boar's penis. The farmer then inserts...
And that is just wrong, and we all know it. Touching animals inappropriately like that is as wrong as touching a child inappropriately. They cannot consent. These pigs are not consenting to give their sperm and to be forced to be pregnant and for their babies to be taken away from them. It's wrong. We, as a society, must stop breeding these animals into existence and grow plants. We can grow plants in the place of these places where we murder these animals. All factory farms should be turned into places where we grow veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds. The land that we use, people say often, well, how are you gonna feed everybody? But the truth is that it doesn't make any logical sense to put all of these plants into these animals and then murder them after. It's not even efficient. It's not good for the environment either. Rather than chop down all of this land in the rainforest to grow this soy to give to these animals, we should just eat all of these plants directly ourselves. Leave out the middleman, as they say. It really makes sense when you think about it. And don't let these industries lie to you, because they will lie over and over just to make money. And another thing that's so important is that we must tell our governments to stop propping up these industries. They give them so much money to keep them going. They give them so many subsidies. That's why hamburgers and things like that are so cheap, because the government funds these foods, milk, dairy, eggs. Instead, they should be stopping that completely. And then you would see how much they really actually cost. The real cost of meat, the real cost of eggs, the real cost of cheese and milk. It would be much higher if the governments weren't supporting these things. So the governments should be supporting farmers who actually farm food and not death.
That's the sperm into the female pig's vagina in order to impregnate her. Once the mother pig gives birth, she is confined to a metal device called a farrowing crate, where she is unable...
I don't know if you could see this, but this is a torture chamber. Look at this. She can't even turn around. Ever. This is not just like a few minutes a day. Like, God, can you imagine if anyone did that to you? Sometimes they chew the bars so much that their mouths are bleeding. They're broken. This is so wrong, and you know it. Please don't eat animals.
Able to move or turn around to see her babies. All of her piglets will have their teeth clipped and their tails cut off with no pain relief. Unhealthy piglets are deemed a waste product and are slammed against a concrete wall or floor by farmers. This is standard practice in the pork industry. When the pigs are only 6 months old, they are sent to the slaughterhouse to be killed. In the pork...
They're only 6 months old. And then they put them in gas chambers. Just like the Nazis did to the Jews. The Holocaust never ended for the animals. It's up to all of us 3 times a day with each meal to make the choice to not take part in this.
Industry, pigs are lowered into a CO2 gas chamber where they will suffocate and burn from the inside out. Finally, they will then be hung upside down and have their throats slit. In the fishing industry, fish are thrown into ice-cold water where they can take up to 30 minutes to suffocate to death. Even though their screams are silent, it has been scientifically proven that fish can feel pain. These practices happen to animals all over the world. Australia.
I just want to re-emphasize the part about the fish, because fish do feel pain. When you murder fish by taking them out of the water, It's no different than somebody taking you and pushing you underwater while you're flailing and trying to breathe. And then sometimes they cut them while they're still alive. I'm not okay with it. And it happens all over the world, and it doesn't have to. There's no need for it at all. A vegan diet has been proven to be healthy for all stages of development. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has proven it. You can be a complete vegan from the time that you're born, when you are born vegan, because your mother's milk is your milk. And you never wanted to hurt animals when you were little. We're all born vegan, and you can remain vegan for the rest of your life and be completely healthy. Do vegans get sick sometimes? Of course they do. They also get other diseases like everybody else. They can get the flu, and they can break an arm. But it has nothing to do with the fact that they're vegan. In fact, being vegan can actually help reduce certain kinds of cancers. Do some research and find out the truth. Go to that site, nutrition. You can go to nutritionfacts.org also to learn more. And the one I just mentioned is the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics that says you can be pregnant and vegan, and you can be lactating and vegan, you can be a grandparent and vegan, a kid, a teenager. PewDiePie, you can be vegan.
USA. United Kingdom. Canada. Thailand. Cambodia. Spain. France. Mexico.
Everywhere.
The only way to end this suffering is to stop eating animals, wearing animals, and using animals for experiments and entertainment. Scientific studies have shown that eating meat, dairy, and eggs could cause a variety of diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, and even cancer. More than 800 scientific studies worldwide have proven that processed meats such as bacon, hot dogs, and deli meats are a Class 1 carcinogen, meaning that they cause cancer in humans. Even though these products are known to be harmful to our health, they are readily available to children in schools and sick patients in hospitals. A plant-based diet can provide all of the essential vitamins and nutrients, including protein, iron, and calcium. And has even been proven to reverse certain diseases and cancers. Animal agriculture is not only responsible for inflicting unimaginable suffering on animals, it is the leading cause of species extinction, ocean dead zones, water pollution, and habitat destruction. It's time we change the way we view animals.
The leading cause. It is the leading cause of all of this horrible stuff. It's so terrible for the environment. It's not good for human health, and it's devastating for the animals. Being vegan, everyone wins.
To see them as individuals.
To see them as individuals.
Who are here with us, not for us.
Animals are here with us, not for us.
From this moment on, you can no longer say that you didn't know.
From this moment on, you can no longer say that you didn't know. Now you know. And now going forward, you can start to only put veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds in your shopping cart. Because peace begins on your plate. And you can totally open up your heart to the animals. I want to close by watching this, my favorite video. It's just my favorite. I just love it so much. take a screenshot of this title because it's not always easy for me to find. It's got a very weird name, just like don'twatch.org is kind of a weird name. But this one too, it's called Most Inspiring Second a Day Video, the Year of Vegan. I love this video because it reminds me of my own life and how I became vegan. I became vegan by just learning a little bit more. First I became vegetarian, and then I stopped that because I realized I was still buying cheese and eggs and all of these things, and they were terrible. But here's this young lady at the beginning of the video. She is not vegan and she is rejecting veganism, but watch how she subtly changes. Watch how she gets the 100 clicks to become vegan. Every little thing that she sees, every little video, every pamphlet, every conversation.
Help animals every day.
Go vegan today. You can save over 100 animals per year.
Hey, how can you tell someone's vegan?
How?
Don't worry, they'll tell you.
They're so annoying. I'll have the burger medium rare. Hey mom, what's going on? Smells good.
Right?
You see, she saw a little bit of the violence of what animals go through on Facebook, and at the same time she started eating a burger and looking at her dog, and she's waking up. She's starting to get it. She's getting the 100 clicks. And now she's brave enough to do the research, just like you were, PewDiePie. You are brave enough too. Remember what you said. How can you change people's minds if you don't engage with each other? So I'm so thankful for you being here and engaging with me and looking at what's going on, looking at what my main message is here, which is just know what you are part of and help me to make this world vegan for everyone.
They were out like slaughtering animals and like eating them and the blood.
Hi there. I actually didn't think pigs got this big. I'm so sorry.
And then she says she's sorry. It hits her. I remember the moment that this happened to me too, and I just started crying my eyes out because I realized how many animals did I pay people to kill for me? It's awful. The dairy industry especially. How much cheese did I eat and how much milk did I drink? Now I don't do that anymore. There are vegan options of everything. Vegan cheese, vegan milk. In my fridge I have oat milk or soy milk.
Was that vegan?
Yeah. What are you, vegan now? I don't know. Maybe.
You see, it's such a great part in this video where he says, do you want the vegan version? Which is great. If you are a server in a store, always ask the customer, do you want the vegan version? Because it makes them think, oh, maybe I could change. You see, that was a click right there. And then her friend says to her, are you vegan now? And she's like, I don't know. Which is such a normal reaction. It's like, because you're changing, but you're not there yet. You're maybe where is she at this point? At 50 clicks, at 75 clicks? You know, she's getting it. And she's also helping her friend get the clicks to become vegan. She's getting those little light bulb moments because she's seeing her friend become vegan.
Maybe.
And see, then she goes to the video that was recommended on Facebook, and it's called Cowspiracy. Cowspiracy is on Netflix. Memorize the name, Cowspiracy. It sounds like conspiracy, but it's Cowspiracy. And that's where you learn about the dairy industry. There's also one out now called Seaspiracy. Like the ocean, Seaspiracy. Watch them both and you'll realize why you should not be eating any fish at all and how much plastic pollution is in the ocean because of fishing. Because they go in there with these giant nets and they scoop up everything and then they just dump the nets there. Because they just take the fish that they want and they throw back the other ones with these nets. And then the whales get tangled up in them and the dolphins get tangled up in them and the turtles. It's awful. The best way that you can help save the oceans is to stop eating any fish. Just stop completely. Be vegan.
Just not gonna eat meat or dairy anymore. Still looks like meat.
When I looked into that cow's eyes, there was someone staring back at me.
It's vegan.
Shut up.
Yeah?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
I love that part where her friends can't believe it's vegan. So great.
I'm gonna have the black bean burger. Hold the Swiss. Is your mayo vegan? Okay, I'll have that.
Did you hear that? She's gonna have the black bean burger. So she's gonna have a vegan burger. She's gonna hold the Swiss. She's not gonna take Swiss cheese. And she says, is your mayo vegan? And the guy says, yeah. She says, I'll take it. All restaurants should only have vegan mayo. Only. Why not? Everybody can eat it. Everyone, there's no eggs in it. And it's the perfect solution. If you know anybody who has a restaurant, tell them, do not order any more non-vegan mayo. Only vegan mayo from now on. And only vegan cheese. And only vegan meats. And only vegan milks. In your schools, in your churches, in the hospitals, there should only be vegan foods. No death in any of these buildings. How does it make sense to bring dead body parts into these areas? It's just wrong. We all know it.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a go.
That's awesome. Way to go, Mom.
Way to go, Mom.
Hey, you can.
It's a year later, and look at her. She's got a pamphlet in her hand. She's come full circle. And now she's helping to educate others. That's how I ended up here. That's how many of you are going to end up here. After I'm gone, many of you are going to continue on. And you're going to be vegan and help the others. And PewDiePie, I really, really sincerely hope that you are as open-minded as you say that you are. Okay? You say, I hate the idea that we can't even talk to one another. So here I am. I hope that you watch these videos again yourself and maybe show them to your wife and remind her that she can be vegan too and you guys can do this together like my husband and I did. And now my mother-in-law is vegan too, and she's 81 and she stopped taking all of her medication. She's been vegan for 4 years, just like my dog Bella has been vegan for 4 years. And me and my husband have been vegan for 5 years. You can totally do this, PewDiePie, and you'll make such a huge difference in the world when you tell everybody that you're vegan. I know you have said in the past that you'll never be vegan, but you can change. You can say, hey, you know what? I learned something new, and so I've changed. And people will be proud of you, PewDiePie.
Save over 100 animals every year in the environment. Go vegan.
Go vegan!
Yes. I love that movie so much. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you PewDiePie for engaging a little bit with me. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please press the subscribe button down there. And there's a notification bell. Do you see that? Tap the notification bell. It will remind you every time I put up a new video. And look around the site. There's going to be a bunch of videos popping up on screen. Find one that you like and just press boink and you will see other videos. I talk about Gordon Ramsay. I talk about vegan athletes. I talk about amazing vegan foods, where you can get cheap foods by going to different sites. I talk about all kinds of things. Amazing vegans and terrible non-vegans. Thank you so much for joining me. And remember, cow's milk is for baby cows. And you're not a baby cow. So go vegan. Bye for now, everyone. A+. That's what you got, PewDiePie. You're doing great so far.